Namaskar. This is the 9th year running and we've been continuing to write about Chidambaram Rahasya, all the different ghotalas, corruption cases against the Chidambaram family, Karti Chidambaram, 𝗞𝗍 Chidambaram, as well as Nalini Chidambaram. So you might ask, so what is so different about this case that you are talking about it at length? Well, there are some things that have happened in this case that gives me hope that the law will follow its course all the way to prison for some of the people involved. So first, please like this video, as I'm going to share with you a deck and walk you through what happened, because there are some other implications here that might be very interesting to those of you who have been following what's been going on between the Soros camp and the Indian government. Here we go. New case emerges to haunt Karti Chidambaram. What are the new cases? Well, Congress MP Karti Chidambaram is under investigation in a new CBI case involving allegations of corruption and misuse of office. The case stems from the claim that he exploited the fact that he is the son of the then Finance Minister Chidambaram to pick up fees from various entities for facilitating meetings between the companies involved and either the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh or the Finance Minister 𝗞𝗍 Chidambaram, or both. You can read the text here, but I'm going to give you the gist of what is going on. What are the companies involved? Diageo, this is the spirits company. Vijay Mallya, remember that? Okay, so that's one thing. Other one is, how did the money come in? The money came in from Diageo. There was FBI clearance for Sequoia Capital, which is one of the premier venture capital firms in the United States. When you touch Sequoia Capital, believe me, the reverberations will be felt in the corridors of Washington, D.C. And this one is the one that gives me hope that India is not going to just keep quiet if a false case is foisted upon Indian industries. I'm not saying at this point of time whether the Adani case is false or right or wrong. All I'm saying is these are all arm wrestlings, okay? So you do something, I do something to counter it. How do we sit down and negotiate? In fact, the recent trip of Jaishankar for about 6 or 7 days, there were a lot of things that were discussed. For example, it is believed that India had paid some money for some of the equipment, arms and ammunition that was supposed to have been supplied by the US companies that the US government was holding back. Looks like those things have been eased now, and I think the central government wanted some assurances that the US is going to do it. And I think as part of that, maybe Jake Sullivan was sent to India to assure that even though we are the outgoing administration, as far as the country is concerned, the United States is concerned, all these things are being honored. Something of that nature, some placatory gestures on part of America before Biden demits office. But why this is important is, how did the money come in? For FDI clearance for Sequoia Capital, the money came through 𝗏𝗏𝗏, one of the companies that was one of the first ones to be raided, and also into Advantek Strategic Consulting Private Limited, 𝗟𝗡𝗐𝗍𝗏𝗏, a firm controlled by Karti. Now, according to the CBI FIR, I'm not making this up, this is from the first information report of the CBI, Karti received approximately 88 crores between 2008 and 2010 by leveraging his father's position in the finance ministry. Apart from Karti, the FIR has also named the family chartered accountant Bhaskar Raman and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 promoter Dwarkanathan, he is no more, and some business entities including Diageo, Sequoia Capital, and Karti controlled firms such as Advanced Strategic Consulting and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, for all practical purposes, is finished now in India. People don't go there anymore. Either that or those things have morphed into family-run businesses, so that there is no connect to the mothership, so that things can still go on because probably the equipment is still there. You get the idea. So that is how things are as far as 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is concerned. Now, how did the bribe happen? About $15,000 bribe to lift a ban on Diageo Scotland, which supplies the popular Johnnie Walker whiskey brand. Now, here's the interesting part. They received $15,000 from UK liquor giant Diageo to arrange meetings. I told you about this, right? The interesting thing is, on July 1st, 2005, at that point of time, P. Chidambaram was the finance minister. Diageo paid $15,000 in service charges to Karti's firm with emails. That's the proof. PGurus.com has the proof for this. After this program ends, I will put all the links in the references section of description. So you are welcome to read this because I've covered this thing extensively. Okay. So Alan Edwards thanking Karti Chidambaram for arranging meeting between Diageo's chairman, Lord Blythe, and the Indian dignitaries. There's an interesting aside here. There's also mention about how the money comes in, right? $15,000. At the end of the day, that day, half of that money gets transferred into an account that belongs to the father, P. Chidambaram. All Chettiar transactions, even between family members, to be reconciled at the end of the day. I mean, any bank in any part of the world would be proud of the fact that these people were so clear in their transactions. So you can imagine, if this was one such case, how many more cases they can actually unearth the money trail. These guys thought they were gods, literally. They thought they will just never get caught. So this is the Diageo part. Now let us take a look at the Sequoia Capital transactions. Over 86 crores was reportedly funneled through ACPL and Vasan Eye Care to approve FDI clearances for Sequoia Capital's Mauritius-based proposal. The moment I hear the word Mauritius, what does it mean? Capital gains, nothing. And what was the proposal? Well, the amount was, I'll come to that in just a moment. The amount was reportedly routed through these entities between 2008 and 2010. In other words, father-son combination thought that the conduit established for one transaction can be copy-pasted across several other transactions. So what happened was Sequoia Capital bought 30,000 shares in 2010-11 of Vasan Healthcare at 7,500 per share from ACL, a firm under investigation by ED for suspected foreign exchange violations. Now, you have to look at the stock price of Vasan Healthcare to understand whether the 7,500 rupees per share valuation reflected the price on the market. See, these are all things, I don't know, these people really thought that they could get away with it, although they have actually gotten away with it in the sense that Prannoy Roy, managed to get out of jail, even though he probably lost everything. I'm told that even his assets have not been transferred. The question about his property in South Africa also is dubious. I'm hearing that he's still in India. So this is what gives me hope. Whatever I might rant here, sometimes the reality on the ground appears to suggest that not all is hunky and dory, that once you're caught under the lens of the Modi administration, you end up becoming poor. I mean, that is one way to punish a very rich guy used to that, whatever comes with richness. Vasan Healthcare had earlier sold shares to ACPL allegedly at a discount price. My God. See, this is the thing. Exactly the same thing that happened between the seller and the buyer in NDTV, where the buyers were the Roys and they bought shares that were being sold at the market in 140 rupees per share. They got it at 4 rupees and 50 paisa per share. This is basically white collar crime. Because if the public knew that NDTV shares are going to be sold at 4 rupees and 50 cents or 4 rupees and 50 paisa, would they not want to buy it at 450 instead of the 140 price? So public ko C se word, the word that starts with C and ends with A, banaya gaya. The public has been made a monkey of. Sorry to use crude language. That's exactly what they've done. So you think that people will have faith in the stock market? Those of you who continue to play in the stock market, please be aware of some of these things. There are some stocks that are genuine and there are other stocks that are not. Now it's your job to find out which one is genuine and which one is not. Once you do that, then you're going to do very well on the stock market. Otherwise, you will lose your shirt. Anyway, these details outline the allegations of financial mismanagement and questionable transactions involving Vasan Healthcare, Sequoia Capital, and Karti Chidambaram. Who caught all this stuff? Who discovered the money trail? Well, one intrepid enforcement directorate officer is currently a member of Legislative Assembly of the Uttar Pradesh government. His name is Rajeshwar Singh. He's actually a doctor, Dr. Rajeshwar Singh. And believe me when I say this, Chidambaram and his coterie inside the bureaucracy tried their best to try and ease him out of the enforcement directorate and from out of government and to deny him his pension. They tried every freaking trick in the book. But Rajeshwar being Rajeshwar, he was one step ahead. Before he turned 50, he turned to politics, and I think he resigned with or retired, I don't know, AC, advanced retirement or whatever. He's doing fine. Now he's an MLA. Who knows? In the next ministry of Yogi Adityanath in 2027, he could also be a minister. I wish you all the best, because he is one of those people who managed to beat the system. I can't say the same for my other good friend, Dr. Sanjay Srivastava. So anyway, so now what has happened is, this was in December 2014, guys. Now it's about 10 years plus now that these computers were seized by Rajeshwar Singh, Dr. Rajeshwar Singh. So another case that is doing the rounds is the case that Karti Chidambaram filed against Dr. Subramaniam Swamy in a court in Singapore. The case got transferred into India, and now we have to see where it ends. Again, a defamation suit on this whole 𝗟𝗡𝗄𝗏. And with all these new revelations, what kind of a footing is there for Karti Chidambaram in that case? Because once Swamy gets his hands in, there is nothing but jail. Anyway, so Karti Chidambaram is currently embroiled in multiple corruption cases, including INX Media bribery case, Aircel Max's deal, Chinese visa scam. Chinese visa scam is for National Stock Exchange. I've told you about this, how the NSE was gamed by the Chidambaram family. The C Company book talks all about it. If you want to know more about it, do buy that book. Also, the FIR marks, this is the fourth case against Karti. Aircel Max's and INX Media cases, he's the co-accused along with his father. Additionally, AD investigations on these cases are ongoing. So it's not like they are not, ongoing. Also, the network of companies and banks that they have across the world, these things are a little bit difficult to unearth. And I also used to keep screaming every time Chidambaram, Karti Chidambaram got a visa to go abroad, that this guy is going out with the sole purpose of moving his assets from one country, one company to another country, another company, thereby creating more and more layers of obfuscation and more and more layers of obfuscation. I'm going to wrap up real quick. So what are the critical questions raised? The IT report highlights concerns about payments made for securing appointments with the country's highest officials. Remember, who was the seller to Diageo? Mr. Vijay Mallya. That case is still there. So Diageo actually acquired Vijay Mallya's company. What else is it going to come up from this? So a lot of things, still questions to be answered. But what gives me hope is that the more such things come out, the more it seems apparent that the fangs of this family are being removed, one fang at a time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. There's only one comment from Shashi Prakash. He says that Karti Chiddu is Mr. 10% of India. I think both Karti and Hunter Biden are indeed clone brothers located at both ends of this world. Well, that's a very interesting comment, but I agree. I mean, this is not just isolated. Most of these people have these kinds of links. The sons and daughters are all like that. So anyway, so until they're caught and the court throws the book at them, they are going to keep trying to slip out of it like an eel to try and not get jailed or not get caught or not get proven. Their guilt is not proven. INX Media still gives me the best hope because it's already fairly advanced, but who knows what other gimmickry these guys will put, what other rabbit they'll pull out of their hat. I certainly see the courts are now much more cognizant of the value of time, and they are acting in a more concerted manner cases are getting solved faster. So let's see. Hopefully, things are going to get better in the next couple of years to come. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.